What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to another episode of my F1 2016 career mode, episode number 18 today for the USA Grand Prix. Before we kick things off, if you have missed the last episode, episode number 17 at the Japanese Grand Prix, a thrilling race that was, especially with some great racing with our teammate and Daniel Ricciardo, our nearest title rival, then do go check that out before you continue on with this one. Obviously, very important because I'm spreading the episodes out, that if you do miss one, you go check out that one before you see the rest of this one. But anyway, you can see the vehicle comparison chart there. Hopefully you were looking at it. That Red Bull now are the fastest team officially by the chart. They brought a flurry of upgrades to this Grand Prix, so we're going to continue on to do the work in practice. Remember, I told you the last race, the last episode, that I was near to getting enough points to potentially do another engine or downforce or chassis weight upgrade. And a lot of you guys were commenting below, letting me know what you thought I should do. Eventually, looking at the comments and debating with myself, thinking what I wanted to do, I eventually went with the downforce. So now we've got 5 out of 5 for downforce and drag there. So hopefully that will help out at tracks like Brazil, like Abu Dhabi, like some of you guys were saying in the comments below last episode, that will be important. You know, Brazil, very high-speed circuit. Abu Dhabi does need a lot of downforce in that tricky Sector 3, so I've gone for that. So 5 out of 5 for those last two sections of the upgrade. So we're getting really close. We might be able to maybe snag in fifth 5 out of 5 engine upgrade by the end of the season. We'll have to see. But anyway, we're in qualifying at the moment, at the end of our flying lap here through the final corner. At the moment, Jenson Button, our teammate, is on pole position. We come across the line. It's only going to be P2, close to Jenson's time, actually. So at the moment, 1-2 for Mclaren. We come on to our second flying lap. We're down the order now in P4. Button in P3. The two Red Bulls are 1-2 at the moment. We come across the line, and it's not going to be an improvement, unfortunately. We did not improve on our lap there that second time round, and neither did Jenson. So it's going to be a 1-2 for Red Bull. Then it's going to be 3-4 for Mclaren here. Jenson in third, myself fourth, and then it's pretty much 2x2 there as well. You can see both Williams cars 2x2 there in fifth and sixth place there. You can see Mercedes down the order, surprisingly, and Haas outdoing the Ferrari team. Ferrari blown out the water by their kind of sister team, quote-unquote, in the Haas car. That's absolutely crazy to see, but 2x2, we can clearly see how strong Red Bull are. And remember, we can potentially win the championship here if we finish above Ricciardo and he finishes down the order a little bit. But it's going to be difficult. You can see how strong they're looking, but we'll try our best inevitably, as we always do. So let's go to the grid for the USA Grand Prix, a potentially very, very important Grand Prix in this season. Let's go. So as per usual, taking a look at the strategy ahead of the formation lap, you can see it's going to be raining all race long there. So it is going to be a one-stop with intermediate tyres all the way till the end. One fresh set, of course. You can see, crucially, at the very bottom, I'm really reducing the fuel, taking a lot of it out. We're going dangerously low according to the game, but that's fine. We should be able to save that pretty well, you know, because of the two kind of upgrades we've done because of fuel efficiency. Going to lean mix for pretty much only like 1 or 2 laps will do enough probably for us to save the fuel. I'll probably spread it out over the Grand Prix as a whole, but I don't think it will be an issue, and I think it will keep our car nice and light, something you guys have kind of told me over and over again to do. So I finally kind of done what you guys have been asking me to do, taking a lot of fuel out and kind of using that to my advantage. Obviously, also being on the intermediates the entire race, I'm not going to really be wanting to use rich mix too much, apart from maybe on the straights. But, you know, during Sector 1, all through the corners, you know, lean mix is probably going to be good enough for us. But anyway, we go to 5 red lights for the USA Grand Prix, the potential race where we could become the new world champion champion. 5 red lights are out, and we're underway. Both Red Bulls get an okay start. Jensen's got a pretty good start. Ricciardo bogs down, and Verstappen actually gets into first place here as Ricciardo goes round the outside into turn 1. The Red Bulls make contact. Verstappen pushes Ricciardo wide. Button comes down the inside. That's crucial for us because Ricciardo goes slow. We go down his inside, and we're up into third place. Max Verstappen, you beautiful man. He's squeezed out down Ricciardo there for us, and that has worked an absolute treat. We're into third place as we skate across in the S section. Virtual safety car has been called out, so immediately this calms everything down. The race neutralizes, and we are already ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. What a turn 1. Christian Horner is not going to be a happy man. He is going to be probably furious at Max Verstappen there for impeding the main rival to my championship. And on the restart of the virtual safety car, you can see I've gone quickly on the restart of the virtual safety car. Use that to my advantage. Gone down the inside of Jensen Button. He's let us go a little bit, but we go a little bit wide into the next corner. Take a bit too much momentum in third gear. Go down to second eventually, but Jensen sticks it down the inside. So we go side by side, very, very close. We just about managed to not make any contact, and we keep it down the inside there where Alonso made that move on Mass in the real life Grand Prix, and we're up into second place now. We kept that second place after a little bit of side by side action, and that has been an absolutely amazing lap 1 for us here at COTA to be up in second place already. By the time we get towards the final sector, you can see grip is an issue at the moment. Very, very tricky conditions as we go wide here a little bit. We get a bit of oversteer, and Jensen actually comes back at us round the outside of the right hand side of the circuit. I'm having none of it though. We go back down his inside and we squeeze him out once more, and to be honest, he kind of leaves the room so much there, and hopefully that's kind of him being a good teammate. I mean, it did the same thing for him at Japan, let him through into the lead. Eventually, obviously, we did muck it up a little bit with a pit stop in Japan, but I think he might be returning the favour a little bit. He knows I can potentially win the championship here, I think, so he made that very, very easy for us. So we're back in second place. A little bit of oversteer once again. You're going to probably see that quite a lot here as we skate around the circuit. Very, very tricky conditions. It's not like the track is drying out, so we might be able to go to dries at any point. It is going to be raining the entire race long, so we move on to lap 5 now. So quite a few laps later, you can see Verstappen still in the lead. We're going purple actually though in the second sector there, but Verstappen is still able to keep that gap. He's extended it in the opening few laps, and then on lap 4 to lap 5, he kind of kept the gap there. You can see behind us, Lewis Hamilton is now into third place. So Hamilton has finally kind of woken up from his slumber, overtaking Jensen and Ricciardo. And so as we come on to lap 6, again setting a purple lap time there in sector 1, so going pretty well, but a safety car has been called out, so that's the proper safety car, so that will really neutralise the race and completely bunch us up here. So not like the virtual one, this is really going to make a difference here. So we now move on straight away to the restart because the safety car went on for 3 entire laps. 3 laps for the safety car. That's almost like as worse as real life really. I don't know why it went on for so long, but on the restart of the safety car, we're right behind Max Verstappen, actually on the left-hand side of him. We're going down the inside. This will be for P1 in the Grand Prix. Into turn 1 we go. We've got him completely before we even get to the exit of the corner. Verstappen losing a bit of grip there around the outside, and we're up into first place of the USA Grand Prix. Nailed that restart of the safety car there, but yeah, we didn't really show you too many highlights of the safety car because obviously nothing was really happening, but I was very, very surprised it went on for 3 entire laps. So I don't think I've seen that in the game. Usually it goes on for about 2, so let me know in the comments below if you've maybe seen it go for even longer potentially. I'm not too sure what was going on there, but yeah, a long safety car period, but we kind of waited, we were patient about it, and we just nailed the exit on the last corner, got there on Verstappen, and now we're up into first place. You can see now on lap 12 as you go into lap 13 into the last corner of lap 12, we've got Hamilton now in second place, so Verstappen's fallen back even more potentially, or he might have made a pit stop at this point, I'm not too sure, but Hamilton is looking pretty damn good. So the Mercedes wasn't that strong in qualifying, they're behind the Williams cars as well, probably the 4th best team here at this Grand Prix, but Hamilton really coming back into his own here at the moment in second place, so it looks like he might be good for a podium position at this point. Jensen and Ricciardo are lower than third place, so that's working wonders for us. We come into the pits now, lap 14 now for our pit stop. I believe we've got a few people continuing on, so we will be doing a bit of an undercut on some of these guys and maybe getting into some traffic, so we'll have to see how that goes, and maybe we can navigate that traffic and actually have some action here, because at the moment, not going to lie, it's been a pretty steady Grand Prix, although you might expect that being on intermediates the entire race long, unfortunately. No kind of dry weather to kind of spice things up in that kind of sense and maybe throw up some strategy kind of qualms with people getting it wrong, including myself and potentially the AI, but we are probably going to be, very happy it's a steady Grand Prix if we can just continue on the progress, because at the moment we should still be in a net first place. We'll come out in 10th place, but as I mentioned, lots of people, the top 10 basically in front of us, the top 9, have yet to make their pit stop, so we're right behind Carlos Sainz here, and we'll catch up to him eventually later on into the lap as we come down to the hairpin onto the back straight, and you can see we've got some fuel to play with here at the moment. So we did go pretty low on the fuel, but as I mentioned, that wasn't really an issue with the kind of 2 upgrades we've got on fuel efficiency. We get in the slipstream of the Toro Rosso, move to the left, then move back to the right, and that's a pretty nice easy move up into 9th place. Of course, these guys will probably be struggling for grip as their intermediates are from the start, so they'll be struggling. Obviously, the kind of tread comes off the tire a little bit and starts to wear off, whereas we've got fresh rubber here. So we're closing up on Nasser. You can see quite easily through the right hand, the double right hander here. Haryanto is in front of him in a Manor car, so Haryanto doing pretty damn good in the Manor. It's nice to see that some of these lower teams now, eventually by Season 2, towards the end of Season 2, have been getting right up there. Obviously, we saw Magnussen getting a podium last race, and now we've got the likes of Haryanto and the Saubers, you know, consistently somewhere in the top 10. They might not necessarily finish here in the top 10, as we've seen a few times. Haryanto has been in the top 10, but he's kind of fallen back eventually in the Grand Prix, but it's nice to see he's at least there, for himself personally, instead of trolling around at the back. But we skate through the final corner, and we're going to climb up all these positions. We set fastest sector at the end there. We come across the line. It is going to be first place. You can see at the moment it looks like Rosberg at the moment in second place, Verstappen in third. So I'm not too sure where Hamilton is, but I think Rosberg might filter down eventually. There you go. So we got Massa now in second place, surprisingly. So Massa, out of nowhere, got a great pace there, that Williams car. Obviously, they were the third fastest team in qualifying, but really didn't expect them to be that good. So Massa's come out of nowhere in second place now. Rosberg's down to third. And up ahead, speaking of the Williams car, we got a Bottas and we got Jenson Button down here fighting for last place, fighting for the wooden spoon. We go down the inside of both of them there. Blue flags, obviously, but they're having a ding-dong battle for what is last place there. So once again, my teammate Jenson getting some really, really bad luck there. And so he's probably not going to be in the points at all, being in last place. So we move on later into the Grand Prix, 10 laps later actually, and nothing really happened for us in these 10 laps. We actually just control the pace and just, you know, did a pretty decent job at keeping the gap at the moment. Massa and Verstappen have been slowly catching us, but not at an alarming rate. And behind us, Verstappen and Massa are battling away. You can see in the left mirror there, hopefully, you can just see a smidge of that white Williams car. And Verstappen makes a move down the inside to get Massa for second place. So Verstappen back into second place, Massa now down to third. But we move on to the final lap of the Grand Prix here at the USA Grand Prix. Verstappen now has closed us down in those 2 laps. So after he overtook Massa, looks like he got a move on. So it looks like actually Massa was a bit of a kind of cork in the bottle there for Verstappen kind of blocking him off. So I probably have to thank Massa for that. But at the moment we're in first place, and I haven't seen a sign of Ricciardo anywhere near the podium. So dare I say it, I think we're looking pretty good. We've got a final sector to go. It's been a pretty calm Grand Prix, but I guess that's sort of what happens sometimes when you just do a vanilla career mode, no modifications added to it. You sometimes just get these very kind of, well, very much like the real life Grand Prix, just very, very steady for the kind of top flight guys. And so we control the race, we control our pace throughout the entire Grand Prix. It's been a very tricky one, to be honest. A lot of concentration needed to kind of keep your focus here in limited conditions, but we are going to come through the final corner. Ricciardo is nowhere to be seen, so that means we're going to come through for the win at the USA Grand Prix, and we're going to become world champions.
Got your reward. You are the Drivers' World Champion. Congratulations.
It's been my privilege over the years to witness a number of great sporting events, and here's another to add to that prestigious list. It's the ultimate dream for any racing driver. We have a new Formula One World Champion.
We have done it, boys. We have successfully done what we set out to do at the very beginning of this series, Season 1, Episode 1. Remember, that McLaren was only good for like P12 at the end of the race, I think it was, if I remember correctly. It was quite some time ago, actually. It's flown by here. One entire season for Season 1 to improve the car to a point where we can maybe start then thinking about making a title challenge in Season 2. And then 18 rounds later, we have been crowned the World Drivers' Champion by also winning the USA Grand Prix. So that's even better. We won a Grand Prix to seal the deal for our championship. That is absolutely awesome there, and we're really going to soak in this champagne alongside Max Verstappen and Nico Rosberg. Rosberg obviously, well, was a rival really, but he kind of fell off quite a bit with some really bad luck there from the Mercedes, and the Mercedes also really dropping off the pace in this kind of second half of the season. But that has been the story of our championship. Coming through with McLaren and watching the likes of Mercedes fall back, Red Bull and Williams picking up pace with us, but we've just been consistent and really just been there every single time. Minor blip in Singapore, obviously, but we've been there time and time again. So many fourth place I can remember, actually, and quite a few podiums here, and obviously the wins that help that cause. And we've won the USA Grand Prix, and you can see there the points gap is large enough for us to be crowned the champion today in today's episode. So guys, if you have enjoyed that that episode. Smash that like button for winning the World Championship in a McLaren. Let me know what you thought in the comments below of not only this race, but the entire series so far, from Season 1 to Season 2, to winning the World Championship here in today's episode. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. Guys, before I leave it here, I've got a little bit of question for you to ask. Obviously now, it is a dead championship in terms of the drivers. We still have to do some work to actually seal the deal on the constructors, but let me know in the comments below. Let me know. I'm quite fluid about how we do this, so let me know in the comments below what I should do with this series now, because we've won the championship. I've got other plans in the waiting in the wings, basically. I think some of you guys who have been subscribed for a while will know what that means, wink wink, but you know, let me know what you think I should do with this series now. Should we finish it off? Obviously, we've got 3 races left, so I think it might be worth to finish it off, get the constructors, but obviously it is going to be a dead championship in terms of for the drivers, but it is still very much a little bit alive for the constructors. We still have to seal the deal, and with Jensen kind of retiring at every race and not scoring points, it is pretty much going to be up to me to kind of secure the constructors for McLaren. But let me know all about that in the comments below. But I've been Aarava, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We are world champions in a McLaren. We did it in style by winning the USA Grand Prix. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.